Estate in Sicily welcomes you to the center of Sicily. We are halfway between Piazza Armerina, where the famous Villa del Casale lies, and Enna, which is the capital city of that province. And we are going to explore for you in this county, which is called Furma, that villa, which is named after the county, La Furma. The villa that we are going to visit together, which is behind me, as you see, is wonderful, beautiful, monumental. It was built in 1906 under a commission that a local nobleman made to an architect who was a pupil of the famous architect Basile. He wanted a copy of Villa Giarre, which is nowadays one of the most famous hotels in Palermo. It has 3,500 square meters as a park and 6 different blocks with more than 2,000 square meters of covered building. Let's see it together. Few steps from the entrance, you see the first blocks, and you see the one behind me is not even the main block. Look how beautiful it is, and for example, the use of the stones to build it in 1906. So this is an historical building made up for many things, which can be used as an investment for beautiful things, as for example a very noble hotel, a very top-class hotel. And behind me right now you see the central block, which is the villa. You don't even imagine how beautiful it is inside. 2 more steps from the previous location, and here we find this covered garden. Look at this. This is wonderful. So imagine when it's restored. This style was typical of the architect Basile. It's called Belle Époque or Liberty style. And just on the top there's this pool, which once restored can be turned into a wonderful swimming pool. What is surprising about this property is that once it is restored, it could be even more beautiful. So you give it back to the originally beauty which was once. Look at this. This is only the house of the farmer, which is beautiful itself. So it could also be more beautiful once you buy it and restore it. A small strange things which tells you so much about how beautifully, how nicely this villa was built. This star here has the task to collect all the pouring rain in order to drain the ground and in order not to make the mud out of it. So that with the system of tunnels which are underneath, all the water goes outside. And this system was started from the university. And you know what it tells you more? That this villa was so beautifully, so nicely, so perfectly built in 1906. I'm on the edge of this pool. Once this pool was used in order to give water to the animals, to the donkeys or the horses, or also to irrigate all the 3,500 square meters of the garden of the villa. Nowadays it could be perfectly restored, and imagine it with your own eyes. It could be a perfect swimming pool for your guests if you want to make a hotel out of it, or for your residents. This image nowadays gives you the idea how long the path is from the main entrance up to the main block, which is this one here, one of the 6 blocks, different blocks, which makes out altogether this wonderful property. So imagine, for example, with more than 2,000 square meters covered square meters, how many beds you can make out of it if you want to make a hotel of this property. And finally, we are at the main block, the villa, which is the proper villa. Look at this roof. Doesn't it remember you so much of Liberty style, Belle Epoque style? Maybe you don't know Palermo, which is the capital city of Sicily, but all the city was renewed by that architect in that period, the period this villa was built, 1906. And you are not going to imagine how beautiful it's the inside, which we will explore just now. Think about it. This is only, and only is important, the main entrance. Look at this. This is the arms, which is Gratia Dei, which means in Latin for the grace of God. And look at the building, the structure, which is the same it was more than 100 years ago. The vault, which is here, the frescoes. And I repeat it again, if you give it back to its original beauty, you make a perfect investment out of it. This main block building is divided into 3 levels. The ground floor, which we have already visited, half floor for all the maids and all the servants, which used to stay here with noblemen. And this is which is the first floor, or noble floor, as it is defined according to the architecture of that age. Look at the halls, which are one after the other without the corridor, and the frescoes on the vaults or on the wall, and the thickness of the doors. So imagine over here there was a voûte framework, very beautiful, in order to give you a little bit of privacy. This is a terrace, which could be a perfect terrace for a suite, for example. If you want a suite, which is the highest top of a hotel. This is wonderful. And behind me, you see the hill, the hill in Enna, and the sound of silence, of this quietness here in this country. For this perfect investment of this building, this wonderful villa of 1906. This is the other side of the main block of the villa. This is the villa, actually, and you see how perfect it is. So the restoration must be on beauty restoration, but also for the function of the modern equipment, which will give you back the beauty of this wonderful villa. According to the architecture of that age, this villa is symmetrical. So look at the gate, which is the same as the one that we've explored, or the garden with the iron over there, the Belle Epoque style, the Liberty style, the pool, which is the same. And look at the orange trees and the palm trees, the giant palm trees over here. So this is symmetrical, and imagine how it could be beautiful if you give it back to its original beauty of a building built in 1906.